I'll give you a tour of the van, which I haven't done yet, and I'll just show you how everything works. So I've got my stand here at the front. It's drill operated. Now I'm actually not that happy with this because you have to take the legs on and off, and that's more of a pain in the ass than it was using a normal jockey wheel. But I didn't know that before I bought it. All my stabilizers here are very easily operated. You just pull on that, they come down, and they also operate with a drill. To push them down, you just use the drill. The same as the leg at the front, you just use a drill to put them up and down. Got my hoist here, that's how I get in and out. This is where the X8 lives when I'm not using it, or it's not in the back of the car, because I got an outlet here so I can keep it on the charger. And I lock it to the wheel so no one can pinch it. This cover I had here made from canvas keeps the weather off it, because yeah, obviously don't want my chair to get soaked. This is my clothesline here. It's just a retractable cable. It just hooks on to the van like that. I have these two little screws here, and I have these on all four corners of the caravan. So like here, I just found the power box here to attach it to, or I can use the car or a tree, or yeah, just basically whatever's available around me, and that'll determine where I hang the clothesline, and it uses up no space, right? It's very easy to store and very easy to use. I did have one that looks like a proper clothesline, but it was a nightmare setting it up, putting it away. It would always fall over in the wind unless you pegged it down really well. It was just a pain, really. So I find this option is much better. Around the back here, got my spare tyre. I haven't had to change one of them yet. I would attempt it, but I don't know if I would succeed or not. I'll have a go though. And these stabilizer legs are actually, they're so strong that you can actually lift the side of the van up with them and change your tyre, so you don't need a jack. So that's another reason I got those. Make life a bit easier. So I keep my generator in here, and this just slides out, so I can actually leave it on there. I can pull the ripcord and start it up without having to try and lift this up and down, because this is heavy and it's awkward. So yeah, I just leave it up on there and start it up, and then plug it in down the side here, and I can charge up the batteries, charge up my phones. Now it won't run the aircon, it's too small, but it'll run a kettle, it'll run the microwave if you're only using that on its own at the time. But yeah, it's a good thing to have, especially when you're free camping and there's no sun for your solar. This just keeps everything nice and charged. You can heat up your hot water and whatnot. So yeah, really good thing to be traveling with a generator like this. This is the toilet cassette in here, which is easily accessible for me. I can just take this out, pull it out, put it in my lap and take it to the dump point. The problem is the dump points are just not accessible. They're no good for someone like me. I usually have to ask someone to help me with this, just to empty it out for me. I have an airline here so I can pump up my tyres. Water fill points, I have 2 of them because I have 2 95-litre tanks of fresh water. Usually they're empty. I don't typically keep water in my tanks because it's extra weight, extra fuel, so I usually only fill them up if I know I'm going to be free camping. In here, keep my hoses and stuff in here, power cables while I'm traveling, chocks, stuff like that. That all just lives in there, and it's all on this slide out drawer. 2 gas bottles. Have my slide out kitchen. It's got a sink, barbecue. It's not very big, but I'm traveling alone, so it's more than adequate just for me. I never use that sink, but it's there in case I do. Keep all my tools in here. It's also slide out drawer, so yeah. Some adhesive tapes and lubricant and my clothesline, stuff like that. That all lives in here. I think that's about it for the outside. I'll show you the inside. This here is my awning switch. You just hold that down and the awning is electric. I'll put that out now because it's probably got a bit of water in it. That easy. Now I can't close the door unless the hoist is down, which, yeah, it can be a little bit of a pain. I've got a washing machine in here. Got a 3-burner here. Air fryer, kettle. I specified the height of the bench and the bed. This is where I sit most of the time while I'm editing my video. This is the office. TV. I've got this little table here, it just flips down while I'm traveling, so I can put my drinks there. Computer, phone, iPad, all my chargers plugged in right next to me there. Got a fan up here. So I don't have a dinette, so I use this and I just eat on the bed. That's the easiest way. I needed all this space in here to be able to function, turn around, you know. This used to be a seat here. There was a cushion here, and this table actually flips out. I'll just show you. So this is where my scooter parks. This table comes out like that, and there was a seat there, but I never used it. So this stays folded up most of the time, and this is where the scooter lives overnight. I just keep my charger just here, so it just parks here. I plug it in. I have my battery charging station just here for my blower here. Because it's too hard to use a broom, I just use a blower. It just hangs on the wall there. Got a mop, small ironing board that can sit in my lap if I need to use it. Hang all my clothes here. This shelf got put in after because it was just wasted space. I thought I might as well use it. I just keep thick jackets and stuff up there. It doesn't really matter if it falls out while I'm driving. I have storage here, just a couple of trays from Bunnings. Keep my shoes in there. Probably thinking, why would I have a step? Well, this is just in case I fall out my chair. I can sit this down on the ground and I can use it as a halfway point. I can transfer onto there, then transfer back into my chair, because I can't get from the floor back into my wheelchair. If I fall out, I need to find a halfway point. It's too high. I'm paralyzed from the chest down, and I just can't do that transfer. It's very difficult. So I have this in case of emergency, and it takes up shit all room. So hopefully never need that. There's an oven here, but I use it for storage because I didn't find it very good. I don't think they work very well. They're a bit shit. So I just use the air fryer. Much easier. If I had my time over, I would have just put the burners in and had that as storage space for the air fryer. But you don't know these things until you do them. I have high storage here because it wouldn't make sense to not have any storage there. Stuff up here is difficult for me to reach. But I've got my gopher here. And I use this. Now I don't put anything heavy up there for obvious reasons, because getting it down's a problem. You can see I just use my gopher and I get my paper towel out. You find ways to manage. This bathroom is huge for a caravan. Toilet there. This is my shower bench. I shower on there, and I also use that on the toilet. I just have to move it between the toilet and the shower. So as you can see, I can spin around in here. You just have to make sure the caravan isn't pointing forward, otherwise the shower water runs out the door and into the caravan. Which has happened a couple of times, but there is a grate in the floor. It does flow down towards the plugs, but yeah, sometimes these sites can be so unlevel. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. But that's why I got the airbags. And in here, just keep my towels and everything. Typical bathroom stuff. My shower head on a hose. And yeah, that's about it for a bathroom. We all know what a bathroom consists of. And that's about it, I think. That's sort of how I manage. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show you as well. Down here I have these vents. That's my gas heater. So I have gas heating, and the panel is right next to the bed here. So if it's freezing in the morning, I'm free camping, I can just reach over, turn the gas heater on, and within 15 minutes, it's like an oven in here. This is my airbag on and off switch down here, and I can also get the condensation out of my air tank. Everything else is just like a typical caravan, really. Above the bed there, I used to hang my clothes there, but if I wanted a shirt or a jumper or something, I'd have to transfer onto the bed to reach it, and that got real old real quick. That's why I decided to have this rack put up here and just hang my clothes here. Everything's nice and accessible, much better. I have a wider door. I didn't mention that. I have an extra wide door, obviously for the wheelchair. Caravan doors are usually a lot slimmer than this. My roof fans here are all on remote. And they just go up. The little door lifts up, electronic. Because I can't reach the roof, obviously. So that's always good. And I keep all my remotes just here next to the bed in their holders. Aircon, and they just live there. Disabled or not disabled, having a washing machine in your caravan is the best. It's just so much easier for me. I would recommend it to anyone to have a washing machine in your caravan if you have the room. Then you're not waiting and fighting with other people for washing machines and dryers. Well, I don't have a dryer with the clothesline to lock it into place. It has this underneath there. Just lock the string in there and that stops it from coming down, and I can hang my washing up. That's it, done. Easy. I did show in another video how the hoist works. Now that I'm making this video, I might as well just do a quick demo. So that just goes down, that folds over. This has a magnet on it, so you can stick it to the side there. Then this folds over like that. And you press up. And then it just slides under like that. And to get it out, you just reverse to take it out. Just reverse the process. Just like that, that simple. So yeah, much better than having ramps and platforms and that sort of thing. Mind you, if this breaks down, I'm screwed. That's the kick out. I really rely on this. You know, you rely on your equipment, and when it does decide to break down on you, life can be tough. I always manage somehow. I've never had to sleep on the ground outside the caravan, so that's a good thing. And you've seen the car. You see I've got two cranes on the back there. One for the four-wheel drive wheelchair and one for the one I'm sitting in to get in and out. I have this platform here that plugs in there. I transfer onto this, and this actually lifts up and down because that's a very high seat. It's a huge transfer, so I just use this transfer plate here, and that lifts me up to the height, and then I slide across into the car. It's got a bit of weight in it, that. It had to be pretty heavy duty, and this is the control for the crane. And yeah, you know, just up, down, in, out. You know how a crane works. And that swings around here, and while I'm sitting on that transfer plate, I hook the chair up, and then I use a remote to put the chair in the back of the ute. Same thing with the crane on the other side. I have a remote at the back seat on the other side. That crane there just swings out 90 degrees and drops and lowers the chair onto that side of the car. Got my spare tyre under there. Now, I don't like my chances of getting my spare in and out of there. Getting it out would probably be all right because gravity does that for you. Getting the flat one in there, I imagine would be very difficult for me, but I'd have a go. It used to be on the bottom, but I have a long range tank, so it had to be put on top. The fancy hitch I have here, just pull this pin and then back the car in. And you can see it on the camera as you're backing in. You can see this go up and then drop back down, and you know you're locked on. And I've never failed. Then you just put the pin in. So yeah, personally I find that much easier than your conventional tow ball or a DO35 tow pin, which I used to have, which was very difficult to line up. And getting in and out the car 3 or 4 times is a pain in the ass. So that's worked out really good for me. Some people don't like this style of hitch, but for me personally, it's fantastic. Yeah, that's about it for this, for a tour of my equipment. I don't know what else to show you. I'm sure other stuff will probably come up as I'm traveling, and I'll try to explain it or put it in another video of how that works. So that concludes the tour. That's my Evolution Lux Accessible Caravan.